Right guys, updates. Trying something new. I've brought in big camera, which should hopefully give you all a nice clear view. I can actually see myself in that window as well on side, so I know that my head's in here now. It's working well, whereas before I was just holding a camera up like that, weren't I? Doing a bloody selfie. Made it hard work because I'm not selfie inclined, I don't think. So I've got this fancy camera in, and mainly because I've got something nice on. It's going to be a rush job. Telford shows on this weekend. Some of you'll be going to go and look at pretty CCMs and RMs and YZs and all them other KXs and Fantics and bull tackles and Makos, and can keep going on, can't I? I've been Telford showing it. It's a mint show. It's just like a showroom of off-road bikes from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. You just it's so nice. But yeah, I'll be here. I've got a customer. He's brought me a B50 all the way from Jersey, which is pretty much France, innit? He stuck it on a boat, drove it all the way up here, up to the north, dropped it off last night. We're about 7 o'clock when I think he left. It came in a box, which is weird. The box has come from the chromas from S&T at some point, and they've sent a frame to him. So then he's put his other frame in the box. I have no idea why, but we had to lift a box out of his van last night with a B50 in it. It's a Cheney B50. And the plan is, it's Friday now, I'm going to do it Friday, Saturday, maybe a little bit Sunday afternoon. He's going to come back on Monday, pick it up. So I thought I'll bring a nice camera in, sort my hair out a bit. I don't even know what's going on with that again. I've had my hat on. Yeah, and just do it because it's going to be a quick one. I can fit it all in and hopefully just put it on this camera. Hopefully there'll be enough memory on memory card. So I thought I'll bring it posh camera so you get a nice clear view of it. And I can, like I say, see myself in that window, so hopefully it'll fit in instead of me bit of my head chopped off and all that, because that's proper grandad stuff, innit? I see John McGuinness doing that all the time. Post up pictures like this on Instagram with his head chopped off and his son takes piss out of him. So yeah, I'll spin camera around. I can do that. I'll have to fold my window in, and I'll show you a box and the bike. And basically, what I've done is, because I've done a lot of B50s, I know what I'm doing with a B50. I've got a nice pattern for megaphones, got nice patterns for pipes. So I just thought, I told him, if you bring me bike up, I'll make the pipe and the megaphone beforehand, and then you're just bringing it for fitting, aren't you, really? Like tailoring pants and that. I've already got the pants here. He just needs to bring his legs and I'll fit them on them. So here they are, the legs are here, so let's have a look. I'll spin it round. Right, so that's the box. I don't know if it's doing some auto-focusing here or what. Well, look at that, I can do a bit of zooming in. It's amazing, isn't it? You're witnessing Ben using a camera for the first time here. That what box it came in, so we lifted that out the back of his van last night. Backache trying to get that out. Me and a couple of old guys. And they weren't old, I will not say old, they're middle-aged. And that's his B50. So it's a Cheney frame. It's been to John Hand. Apparently John Hand's corrected it because someone had bastardised the back end here and cut a thingy and put some deep shockers in, some long travel shockers. So John Hand, who's like master of welding these frames up, building these frames, he's fixed it all on back end. And now it's here for a pipe. That's not my pipe, that's an original pipe to copy off. And I think I've got an original Mega in this box here. So that's an original Mega as well. And what I've done, I've already got one down there, look, pretty much the same thing. What it is, that's a kicker. Oh, you get strapping way, I'll put that around my neck. What that is, that's a kicker outer, I call it. So that'd go on and fit on there like that. Hold on, wait. That'd kick out like that, and that bracket would go onto the bolt there, so it'd slide all the way in like that, and then connect onto the pipe. So that, actually looking at it, that pipe and that megaphone have never been together. But yeah, that looks like it's an original one. Mine's a kicker inner instead of it being a kicker outer. So what you get in there is it's exactly the same shape, but I'm going to fit them instead of kicking it out. It's not going to kick in, it just finish parallel with it, so it'll be like that, if you get me. And what I'm going to do is put a baffle in. That's what I've been doing this morning, making a baffle for that. And then over here, I don't know if this is focusing or not focusing. This is the pipe I've made. I've stamp bent that on Thursday, ready for him to come on Friday. So that just wants, what I'm going to do is marry that up. Well, check it with, that's my sample pipe I've bent it off. I'll take his pipe off his bike, keep checking it against that pipe over there, and then I'll guess when it's about right. It's near enough there, it's 90% there, but I just have to make sure that it fits before I empty sand out, and then I can put it on. Tricky bit's gonna, I need to put a bend through there, so like you only get a tiny gap to go through there. So I just need to make sure that my pipe will go through that hole, and then I've got all pieces built up. What I'll do is, what will I do then? I'll set camera up here somewhere and record it, and won't let you watch it all. Watch me putting it together. It's not focusing properly, is it? Yeah, I'll set camera up on tripod, and this afternoon, it's 2:30. This afternoon and all day tomorrow on Saturday. That's it. I'll build that all up, and hopefully I'll have it finished, because then I'm going for a family meal on Sunday. So I don't really want to be coming in on Sunday and doing it, and he's coming picking it up Monday morning. So yeah, blast this out in one day. It's time to set camera up. There we go. Right guys, I can see myself in it. Basically, I'm just going to put a quick bend in this. I've just looked at it on bike. That bit there looks right. It'll bring it back up for swing arm. But customer wants it to kick out, basically, because he said he's going to try and run this on some hill climbs in Jersey. And if it does... wow, bent over that, innit? If it don't pass noise, it's going to have same noise regulations, normal noise regulations you would have in a road race kind of thing. If it don't pass noise, which I'm going to put a baffle in his megaphone. If it don't pass noise with that, he wants to have it kicked out, and then I'm going to make him a separate bend here that he can put a super trap on, because super traps generally kill the noise off. They kill a bit of the power, but that's his idea. So I need this to kick out, and then I'm going to bolt the megaphone on. Normally I'd probably put the kick on the back end of the megaphone and bolt it here and back, because that's where back at frame is, you can't see it join. But yeah, I'll have to bring it out so it's pointing outwards. So basically what I'm going to do is, this is something you can't do with manual bending, you can only do it with sand bending. That bend that's coming up here now, I'm going to bend it towards you. So I'm going to put 2 bends in it. It'll be bent upwards and outwards in the same place. So I'm going to fire up gas torch. This next bit will have my head chopped off. I'll be stood over there probably somewhere. But yeah, just warm this up, just try and creep it out a little tiny bit. It's a tough one because it's hard. I can't check it on bike and see where I actually want that bend to be. I want it to be somewhere in the middle of that. If it all goes wrong, I'll end up cutting it here and joining it there, and just so I can rotate that bend round. I think we'll see. I think from experience it might work. So fingers crossed. Get me big bar out. Basically, I'm going to need a lot of leverage, I think, to put a bend in that. So we'll get a big tube out. I don't know what sound will be like on this camera either. I'm hoping it'll be better because it's a camera, innit? So you'd hope so. Right, that's gas turned on. Gas turned off, gas torch here. I'm slipping like that up on here. I don't know if that'll zoom out anymore, but it's just a good just fills that in nicely, doesn't it? Pipe sat in there nicely. So it's something for you, something nice for you to look at. Right, go a lighter, got some fire. Let's get some heat going. Wow. Okay. There you go, now we're in. Right guys, that will basically, I just got that mega right there because the mega will give me a bit of a, checks my angle in a way. I'll bring camera right now, show you. Let me take that big bar off. It's tricky and I don't know whether, just unclick that. I'll spin my window around first, let's spin window around. Right, unclick that. So that's what I've got now, that's my pipe, so that's coming out head, running back over cases there, and then that's my flick out. So what I've just checked there is I've just got this, that's my angle, and I know that that's want to finish like in line with that pipe in front of it. So you see how that this is running straight and the pipe's running straight. So the angle there is just about enough. I can put a collar on it and I can angle this backwards and forwards a bit. But I'm just guessing now that that's enough kick and it's in the right place to get it fruit frame. If not, I've got a little tiny bit of straight section there-ish where I can use that to cut, and I could probably move it about there if I have to, but I don't really want to. But yeah, that bit there where it's looking a little bit lumpy bumpy, that's because that's where it was bent up and then it's bent back now. That bit will all be hidden behind frame, and it's not lumpy bumpy, it's just because it's got two bends in it. So like from that side there, it looks sweet, doesn't it? I'm obviously not as good with this camera as I was with other camera, and I don't know what it's doing about that focusing. But yeah, that's my idea now. I'm going to check that on bike. When it's cooled down, when it's cooled down and I can hold on to it, check that on bike and just see how that looks. Offer it up, because I won't be able to get anywhere near bike because it needs to run fruit frame. Just see how that looks and see if that'll fit on there. Maybe check it towards his pipe as well. His pipe will give me a good idea of whether I've run off route, because obviously I've been pushing on this. It might mean that I've opened up that top bend there because I've been pushing all the way this way towards us. So it probably has opened that up, and I probably have to push it back a little bit, push it up a bit, push it down a bit. I'll do that and then I'll check it. I'll probably empty it. I'll check it, empty it, and once I've got the bits, we'll start assembling it. Right guys, I'm at that scary stage. It's awful, this part. Part's pretty much it's bent up, but it's at one of them points where I could tweak it a bit. Could make it worse, could make it better. That's the bit where it is. It's like, it's so close to fitting. I just don't know what to do for best now. Say I tweak it up a little bit, it might not fit. Tweak it down a little bit, it might not fit. It might be bang on as it is, but then if I risk it and say it's bang on as it is, then it might not fit as well. So it just takes a lot of looking at, and still then you're not right sure. Still not right sure. This bit probably takes longer. This probably takes an hour. This probably takes an hour of looking at this and thinking, right, at what point am I gonna just go for it? Just go for it and think, right, just do it, just suck it and see. I've done it before in the past and it's not fit though, and then it's a total restart a lot of the times. But then at the same time, I've done a fair lot of them and I thought none of these are going to fit. I did 10 of them once and I thought none of these are going to fit, because first one I tried for like, nah, it's not going, that. And then you just keep trimming, and they just went bosh on. Some of the best parts I've ever made sometimes. So I don't know. I'll flick it round, show it you. There it is, there's the bike. Let's see if it'll, well, yeah, no kind of autofocusing on that, is there? Don't know what that's doing. Ah, there you go, some sort of back in focus again. So yeah, there's the bike, there's the pipe. Short ones, they're a bit like a B50. B50 ones, there's a load of different CCM pipes. They'd stop them there at clutch cable, chop it off, and then rest through as a tailpipe. Whereas there is some CCM pipes that are like that. I call them like a B25 style pipe, because that actually flicks out, and then you've just bolt that on the end of there. So you don't have to, you can chop it there, weld that section onto the end of your mega, whereas this might just flick all the way through that frame. But yeah, just don't know. There's no way knowing. There's no way of checking that, because it just won't go anywhere near the bike. That bit's too much long for starters, so it sits that far off the bike, and then that bit is far too long to get through that gap there. So yeah, it's just a good guess. You can look at it from like that way down. That gives you a good idea. If you put the pipe above the frame and look at it downwards, it gives you a good idea of how it might run, and then you can offer it up sideways on, but holding it away from the bike, and you get a good idea of where it might sit. So the bend over the casing looks right, and the flick through there looks right, but is it all in the right rotation? Because if it's out by a degree, I'm struggling. So it's a case, just sit down, have a brew, scratch my head for a bit. Might flick you around, let's see if you can see my head again. Yeah, case of just sit down, have a brew, scratch my head, like that. That's why my hair's always a mess. Have a fag. This is why you need to smoke at stages like this. Because otherwise you just run in, don't you? You just rush in. And sometimes you can mess it up, so you're better off just walking away from it, coming back, having another look, put tunes back on, sit down, chill out for 10 minutes, then have another look, see if it's alright. As soon as I've emptied sand out, there's not going back from that stage. It's got sand in, I can tweak it up and down, but with sand in, it's too big, so I need to empty sand out of it to chop the ends off to see if it fits, and then at that point, if it fits, it fits. If it don't, it don't. I'm screwed. So yeah, fingers crossed time again, fingers crossed. I don't know how this is going to go, because normally I've got no pressure. I just think, well, if it don't fit, I'll just bend another one. I've got all week to do it, but I might not have all week. I've got 2 days to do it. So if I mess it up, then I'll be staying late. Right, end of this video, I don't even know how I'm going to stitch these together. I'll have to do them on computer, I think. Never done it on big camera before, so let's hope there's enough memory on my computer as well to stick all this together. Yeah, who knows, who knows. We're in land at God's. When Monday comes, we'll know. So have a good weekend, lads, girls. Mainly, I've had a look at me flipping insights. You're all 55 to 60, and you're all men, and you're all from UK, so have a good weekend, chaps. Right guys, not got much battery left, didn't have much memory left. I've just been through deleted a lot of stuff, but I might have deleted one of my videos, who knows, but it's day 2. Pipes are on. I had a risky moment yesterday where I thought this ain't going to fit, but I knew that was going to happen because it happens every time I do a B50. So I'll give you a run through now, show you, and then I'll put battery back on charge and get some work done on it, but it's on, it's looking good. So yeah, have a quick look. This is it, that's the back end of it. And say focus is always a bit, I've no idea how to focus on this camera. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. That says it is focusing, but oh, that's not what I wanted. But there you go, back in focus. Right, so I think I hold that camera button, the shutter button, that focuses it. You're not here for camera settings, are you? You're just here for bike. So this is it, pipes on. I've sent a picture of it to customer and he's happy. So it's just the basic parts at the moment. I've got a pipe, a collar, a tailpipe, a megaphone. It needs a bracket, spring. That obviously needs welding too. Needs trimming up on head or a little bit adding on to head. Don't know about that yet. Just wants all trimming and making sure it all fits bang on. There's a little bit of a gap everywhere, but it's only tiny, so I might have to put some dints in it. Like that there, snug as a bug, fits nicely. Down back here, snug as a bug, fits nicely through that gap. You can just see a bit of light coming through, snug as a bug, fits nicely. It's just, yeah, it is all very tight everywhere, but it looks good. It looks good. I've got a day to finish it now because it's Saturday. He's coming back on Monday morning to pick it up, so be flat out today, just making sure that's all finished off. And like I said in the other video, he wants a tailpipe to come from here to flick out, just finish as a pipe, so he can put a megaphone on if he wants to. So that's an extra piece I need to do today. And basically what I've done is I've packed a piece of pipe with sand, and I'm just going to sand bend it so it's the same as that, flicks out, but then it has a little reverse bend here, so it will fit a megaphone on. I'll get all the battery out, set camera up, I think, record some of it, and out of focus fun. Right guys, yeah, it's all over the show again. Where am I? I'm in workshop. Who knows where I am? Let's see if I can get that to focus in a bit better. I still don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, so I'm in workshop still. What's it now? It's 4:45 on Saturday. It's on. My God, I've just had struggle with that. It's got the finest gaps everywhere. I put up 1mm piece of sheet underneath one of it to try and block it up. I've now upped that to a piece of 1.5. That's the kind of gaps we're talking about. I might have to put one dint in it. I've had a look. I tried getting rid of it to keep it as a gap, but it makes it tight on somewhere else. I wanted to get like a 1mm gap everywhere, but it's struggling, so I've propped bits everywhere. I've got bits of sheet and flipping 3mm flat bars and all sorts of stuff propping this exhaust in place. But it's on now, it's on good. It's trimmed, brackets on, megas on, pipes on, collars on, pipes on, tailpipe and front pipe, meant by them pipes. So I'll spin it round, I'll give you a look, then I'm going to get a TIG welder out, start putting some tacks on it so it don't move about, because that's how fine the gaps are now. I'm going to have to tack it like mad. Some of it I might just TIG all the way around, some of it I'll probably braze. Then I've got to decide where I'm doing spring hooks over the join or where I'm just putting a bolt on it. I've got to still do that other tailpipe for him. There's about an hour left, about an hour's worth of work left, I think, and then I'm done. So, there's a baffle. I've made baffle. Baffle's really nice. Let's go over here and have a look. I'll get it out for you. He requested one of these. I put them in a lot of things. So I need to drill and tap that into megaphone. So can I have one of them little clover leaf where you squashed up end? So that's like your granddad used to do that with hammer. I just put it in press now. Made a little tool to press that on end. After making a load with hammer, first 4, 5, 6 years I made that with an hammer. Skills and that, but I just thought, I make that many of these now, I just need a quick way of doing it. So yeah, I've got that. That's going to drop into end at megaphone, and that should quieten it down. That'll be my last job, to suss out where to put a drill hole in bottom at mega, and then drill and tap that. Have a look, man, have a look. I'm aching again. I'm sore again today. I just noticed I was looking at screen again through all that and not looking down this big lens. Can't miss that big lens neither. So I'll spin the camera around. Try and get it to do a proper zoom on there. There we go. Cooking. Absolute cooking. I can actually zoom in with this bad boy as well, can't I? So that's what we're on. Let's go and have a look at it. So like I was saying, I have to zoom back out now. That's bracket. That's bracket at mega. You can see that piece of 3mm flat bar behind that shocker. That's leaving a nice gap there. Pipes running through. That collar's on there, nice and spot on. 1.5mm piece of valley underneath that to lift it up off clutch cable mounting. And then I'll have the spring to do on front end when I get there. So at some point I'm going to mark where that... When I've tacked it all on and put it in place, I'll mark that on before I pull it all back off to weld round it, because then that just means I can just do spring up while it's off, put it all back on again, it should be good. But yeah, that join there in the middle, I just need to decide whether that's going to be spring mounted or bolted. Not decided yet at all. I've not decided at all. I can't decide. It's a bit of a that's a sticky point, that. But I've also down here on floor behind me block of wood, that's an extra tailpipe that I need to, and a collar that's going to replace the mega, so that'll run through back and just stick out there. There'll just be a little bit of it sticking out there, so you can put a megaphone on it that way if he wants to. But yeah, that's what it's looking like. It's looking nice, like really nice, really nice, and I can't see any problems with that so far. We'll see what happens when we weld it and it all starts creeping about. So that's what I'm going to do now. I might set camera up for this one and just do a quick... I'll speed it up if I can do that speeding up, but this is on camera, so I'll have to put it on computer and then I'll transfer it to my phone and then transfer it to YouTube. Be a bit of a ball ache, I think, this way around, but it makes a nice image, doesn't it? So we'll see how we go with this one. I might just go back to the phone from after this. Yeah, don't know yet, don't know. Right, we're on, lads. Let's go. For all my 55 to 60-year-old followers. First of all, get this out. Put that on the front pipe. The problem where it's touching is, see, it's touching, just touching, I think, on engine. I can't really tell, I can't see light coming through. It's not touching, you know, actually. There is a 1 mil gap there, so it might be fine. A bit of there's no gap underneath there, but that's an easy place to put a dint is underneath there. That's probably the best place to put a dint. I might have to put a dint in here, because I think it's touching just there as it comes through the frame. And apart from that, I think we're on. I think it's looking good. So yeah, start tacking it up. Mask and the torch. Nice torch rod. Might need a bit more tip, I think. I don't know where to start. Where to start with the tacks. I think I'm going to start on this back bit because it kept on falling off. Yeah, well that's allowed me to do now, I can take that out. That's not going to move it, so I can also take that out. So it's not going to move any further in now. That's held in place. Nothing allowing that to move. Next one's probably weld the back of that mega onto there, but I might just jiggle this bit here just to see if it will go down a little tiny bit. I don't know if it will. Just trying to make sure it's straight as well. That's what's getting there. You see, it's gone up a little tiny bit. I'll probably, yeah, I'll put a dint in there. I'll mark that off with my pen. Right, next one to tack. Tack that in place. The other tacks I need to put is on back of the pipe there. Back of that megaphone to join it onto the pipe. But I can probably, don't like to do that now actually. Work my way back and work my way towards the front. See, it's a real tricky place that. Okay. That kind of tricky place. I don't know which way round to do that. Probably there. I do that because there's a little bit of a lip sticking out as well on the back of there, so I can do with tapping it with hammer before I put another tack on. So I might do now. Get me a little tiny hammer out. Oh, who knows where tiny hammer is. Just feel so much pressure with doing this, so much pressure. Little tiny hammer, tiny hammer. I'm thinking I might be able to get a weld on the front, but I don't think I can. One of them I need to be upside down to weld that on. And these helmets are always too big. With brazing, I could braze that on because of goggles, I'll be able to get goggles in there, but need the hammer again. Where have I put it? It's just like doing a car body, isn't it? That little bit there, just tapping edge over so the gap's small. The gap were a bit big where maybe was sticking out. Just where I pulled it off the shocker, but I pulled a bit of the tin with it. Hardest bit's trying to get the pipe to melt without the tin melting. Especially at that wonky angle I'm going at there. That should hold that in place. I've got 3 tacks on that now. That's fair held in place. I might stick another one on the back of this bracket while I'm here. I'll have to do that. Same on that join in the middle, I can get that from this side. So yeah, that's looking good. I'm going to do that, pull that off and braze it over it afterwards. Yeah, if I just get that colour right, it's not bad. I'm wondering whether I can get a weld on the bottom of this mega here. But it's a bit too tight, I think that. A bit too tight, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to this here. So, you can't see it out there, can you? I think the next plan after this now is going to be pull that off, run my other tailpipe through, and pull that out now. Yeah, I'll be able to pull that out. Mark on where I want to put a dint there, mark on where I want to put that spring up there, so pull that across to there. And then I can pull that tailpipe off, put my other tailpipe in. So I've got the other tailpipes here. That wants to go like that through there. So I get the same kick out kind of thing. I need to make a little triangle bracket for it as well, so that is my next plan. So just mark. That bit's there is going to be flipping hot to touch. But yeah, put a dint right on top of that there. And then this wants to be across there, so it wants lining up like that. And I could probably suss it out. I know that I brought my spring packet out far, them springs up, but I think it's something like 84mm. So I'll just have a look. The 84mm for these springs, so I can get my ruler out and measure that wall to wall. And then I've got a good gauge, so to pull that out, I know from there to I'll roughly bang outside where I want to go. It wants to be there. That's my spring up. obviously I need to grind that off, so that still makes it a bit awkward. That's why I've gone bigger than what I need it to be, so I can grind the bit in the middle, grind that area. This is actually this back area. That's where it's going to sit here, and the little spring up with a bit sticking out here, so I can go from there to there with it. Yeah, an 84 mil just to, obviously that won't reach there now, but when it gets onto there it'll be nice and sprung. And then I say I need to suss out whether I do that across that join. We're going to do that with it across the top of there. Spring up either side. Debatable. I'll put it on the backside. The backside won't put that bad either. I'm doing it, I think. I think it might be possibly quicker for me to do it that way. Obviously just thinking about speed now. It'll be something like that one wants to be there. That one wants to be there. Problem is, can you get a spring hook in there? Can you get the puller on that? I'll just stick a bolt down back. Might stick, do you know what? Might stick a bolt down back, you know why? Because it'll, because the bracket will be on there though. I'm going to spin it round and mark the back side, I think. So I know where it is. Right, I've decided I'm going to flip and put a bolt on it, I think. They're both going to have a class tube on them. Right, pull all that off. Pull all that off. Repeat what I've just done then with the tailpipe. Make a little bracket for it. Weld the collar on. I don't want to be spanking a load of finger. I don't want to make a video too big. I don't want it to be like another hour-long video. I just wanted it to be 20 minutes. It's more likely it's going to be like an hour. So I'll just skip this next stage out, do it. I've been listening to radio, so I'll just put radio back on because I get bored of that welder whistling away. Yeah, I put welder on, it's 5:05 now. So yeah, do an hour. I'll just show it you at end probably. I'll go take me welding it up. I've shown you my welding and things up in my other videos. So, but basically, yeah, I'm just going to braze along there, braze round that. Might even just TIG weld that one on. But I'll definitely braze that in because it'll look nice. But yeah, I might TIG weld that one up. And then I'm just going to braze a bit of tube on the back of there, slit it, and then put a bolt down the back of it. It's just blow and clamp it. It'll hide it. You just won't be able to see it. It'll be a nice smoothish join. And that's it done. Right. Right guys, this is the tailpipe that I've just finished. It's all tacked on. So same process now, pull that off, TIG it or braze it, add a clasp bolt, yada yada yada. So that's what I've done. I've just been doing that, shaping a bracket on there. You can see that it's all flipping blurry in it there, we're back in. Been putting that on there, spent a bit of time trying to get that to line up with that, and it's as close as, it's creaked again when I've welded it. It weren't too bad when I put it on. But it's fair bob on, to be honest. It runs off a little tiny bit. So I might grind it a little bit just to bring it back in. But I wanted a bit of meat round top. But yeah, I'll probably take a little bit off the top of that, just round it off on top. Looks like that at the moment. And I've been checking that. Like I said, he wants to put a super strap on. And I've got a few of these. Don't know if you can see that blurry again. Don't know how that'll look in the middle of a video. But yeah, that's the Mega I've been using as a sample. He's going to put a super trap on. So that's off an XT500. That's mainly what you put on an XT500. So I've just been trying that on it. Because it's roughly the same size as a super trap, I think. And just been measuring that, using that as a gap off the shocker there. And I've got enough gap again. I've got like about 3mm gap or something. I have no idea how big his super trap will be, so that's just as good as he'll get it, I think. That's all I can do without having the super trap here. So I've used that to work out the angles. It's nice, gaps are all good again on it. So I'm just going to pull it apart, braze round it. It is now 6 o'clock, so I'm a little bit behind on time, but I've still got tomorrow afternoon to finish off some bits, so I can probably spend another half an hour welding the bits up, and then all I've got to do is drill and tap that baffle in place, which, yeah, I might do tomorrow afternoon, save me rushing it and messing it up, because it'll be the last thing I do. Right, I'm going to switch camera off again and crack on. I don't even know if I recorded myself first time round, you know, actually.
I think I might be running out of oxygen.
You almost ready?
Oh no.
I'm going to make a YouTube video out of this, actually. Your little ring's going to be on there. It's not a ring, is it?
Not a ring, no.
I literally call everything rings, don't I?
Just a blob at it,
What does Ashley do? She makes rings. Might be making earrings, but they're still rings. They could be studs, they're still rings. You think that's going to have a disc in it? Really should get through to
Who
like.
bought me this, man?
Who bought you that? Weren't me.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Good for your muscles.
I can't get a grip on it. Oh.
Yeah, that you can proper twist it to get it open.
Non-stuck in.
Non-stuck in. Were you trying to get your garments in there?
One stuck in.
One stuck in?
Yeah, there.
Where? It looks like
There might be one in the middle. I can't see. I've got blindness.
blindness from torch. Right, we'll go and do some CCM stuff. Right, so it's Sunday, 6 o'clock. The guy's coming tomorrow morning. There's me with my camera. And it's finished, I think it's finished. So I want to just take some photographs of it there. It's definitely finished. The gaps are really, really fine. Like really, really, really fine. It's got a tailpipe there on floor. Extra tailpipe. And yeah, that's it done. Like, nice tight CCM pipe. It's got removable baffle in that end. Looking nice. The tightest gaps down here, to put a dent in it there, just to get that to whip through frame, to get that bracket to meet up with that bracket, to go over the top of that weld, which actually looks quite nice. You got that braze running around there, and then it runs over the top of my bracket. That looks nice. There's also like the smallest of gaps down back of here. There's gaps everywhere small. You can see there's a gap there between that fin. It will never ever touch it. It looks like it's touching it from stud far back, but it's not touching it. And then there's another gap down back of there. In fact, I had to put a dent in there because when I tightened it all up, it pulled in. There were always a massive gap there, but it pulled in and started touching at the bottom of the barrel. So I put a dent in there. Where else is it? It's just tight everywhere. So like you can only just see light through there. I've had to put a dent all the way down there. There's a dent. Yes, it's just tight everywhere, but that's how you want it. Another one here. Look, like underneath flux cable there, you can just see light coming through it. Move my finger out of the way. That's not touching, but it looks like it's touching. Everywhere it's like that. Even there over the top of casings almost looks like it's touching, but it's not touching. So yeah, I've got a little bit of battery left, so we'll come back here, take some photographs. Let's get some photographs on, Ash.